This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Don Brennan. Rebecca is under the weather this morning, but John is back to tell us about the weather, and thankfully we're going to miss Earl. As the Dixie Chicks once sang, goodbye, Earl.
Yeah, we're not going to see much of Earl around here, I don't think. But you know what? I kind of sold you short there earlier in the last hour when you said that
people sell me short. John.
No, it's unfair, Donnie. You said the thunderstorms come through and it feels even more humid in this and
It just always seemed more stuffy to me.
And, you know, I was thinking about that, and maybe from your point of view that might be true, as our daytime high temperatures seem to have risen over the years due to whatever climate change or whatever. We are certainly seeing warmer afternoon temperatures, and this year has been certainly no exception. A string of abnormally warm days. Many places in the top 5 warmest days ever in the state of Florida. So I could see where it might feel a little uncomfortable to you after a thunderstorm comes through.
Stuffy.
There, I've atoned for my sins. We have showers and thunderstorms coming in over the course of the afternoon, but right now they're all out in Gulf waters. Don't expect them during the morning commute this morning. It should be a rain-free start to the day. Daytime highs today top out again above average, I think. Probably coming in around 92, 93 degrees, and we'll have about a 50% chance of afternoon storms. Doc?
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways at 601. Volume is picking up, but no issues or delays. You do see more volume on 301 heading north towards State Road 70, but doesn't seem to be an accident or an impediment that is shown up on our screen. Just a little more volume than usual. And heading down into Sarasota County, all the major roadways headed out to 75 from the coast, Bee Ridge, Fruitville, and Clark Road, all looking good this morning, as is 75, 301, and 41 throughout Sarasota County. Topping our news this morning, local law enforcement and the community coming together in an attempt to create a bond as part of a nationwide event. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more on the 32nd National Night Out.
I'm having this much fun!
Kathy Caserta with the Neighborhood Watch Group isn't the only one who is having a great time at the first ever Holmes Beach National Night Out. Hundreds of kids of all ages enjoy the bouncing, climbing, dunking, surfing, dancing, and eating.
It's a lot of fun, you know, I can choose from anything I want to do, and there's tickets that I can win prizes.
Dozens of bikes were given away to the kids. National Night Out is a free event where everything is donated. Organizers say this is the perfect solution to strengthen the bond between police and the community.
It's great to see the kids out here having fun, jumping into bounce house, you know, just having a good time. And that's what it's about, bringing the residents out to meet each other, to meet the police officers, their firefighters.
Holmes Beach wasn't the only Suncoast city having a lot of fun in the sun. This is the 7th year the Boys and Girls Club in Palmetto has held the event. In addition to all the music, games, and exciting activities, 1,000 book bags and many other items were handed out to those in attendance.
This is something that's near and dear to my heart because I'm always trying to do something that's going to help and support the families.
National Night Out is something both Palmetto and Holmes Beach are looking forward to doing for many years to come.
We really need to support our police officers and encourage our kids to have a good, healthy relationship with their police officers.
Where else can you dunk a police officer and not get in trouble for it? This National Night Out is a big splash for everybody. Reporting from Holmes Beach, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Wow. What an arm on Rick. And that left-hander, I'm surprised we kept him through the trade deadline. Now, a town hall meeting will be held tonight in Manatee County to discuss violence. Manatee County Sheriff Brad Stubbe, Chief Deputy Rick Wells, Palmetto Mayor Shirley Groover Bryant, and Palmetto Police Chief Scott Tyler will all attend the meeting to discuss community concerns. It will be held tonight at 7 o'clock at the Mount Raymond Full Gospel Church on 4th Avenue. Manatee County Commissioners are trying to beef up the departments that handle public safety. The Commission is approving a $1.2 million budget for the county's public safety. It will add 21 new positions to the Manatee County Sheriff's Department, including 12 deputies, 6 dispatchers, 2 forensic analysts, and a records clerk. 4 911 operators and 3 paramedics will also be added. The positions will be funded through tax revenue from rising property values. The county administrator says it's clear the public safety is a priority since it's the only thing the commission has funded since the recession.
There are positions that are needed because in dispatch, for instance, we're operating with the same people that we began with back in the 1990s, and the calls for service are, in the thousands now a day.
The commission also approved $50,000 in the public safety budget for a Veterans Service officer to help with the backlog in the county. The budget will be finalized following public hearings next month. And Sarasota police say their preliminary investigation now shows an exposure to chemicals may have been a potential murder-suicide. Police say a relative found 78-year-old Gertrudis Cintron and her 58-year-old son Angel Elisea Estrada unconscious inside a home on Margaret Street Monday. One died in the home, the other at the hospital. Police say it was not an accidental exposure to drain opener chemicals. A hazmat team removed all chemicals from the home, and police say no other homes in the area are in danger. And 4 men are now under arrest in Venice for trying to steal a U-Haul truck filled with equipment. It all started on Sunday. A man called police to Seaboard Avenue for an ongoing vehicle burglary, what Adam 12 used to call a 211 in progress. He told them the men were attempting to steal the truck. When he found them, 3 fled on foot, the other in a light sedan. The next day, that same sedan caught the attention of officers traveling in the 1300 block of East Venice Avenue with a U-Haul truck. They coordinated with Sarasota Sheriff's deputies and Northport Police to conduct a felony stop. The 3 men in the sedan were then arrested. The driver of the U-Haul fled on foot but was stopped by the K-9 unit. Over $20,000 worth of lawn equipment that was reported stolen from Preferred Mowers of Venice was found in the back of that truck. The suspects face charges for burglary, but more charges could be pending because the investigation is ongoing. The Sarasota Private School is in position to expand into the building left behind by the Center for Building Hope 1 year ago. ABC 7's Adam Cellini has those details.
Tim Selden and his wife were looking for personal investment properties this summer when they found an opportunity they couldn't pass up.
We saw a building that obviously had been a very meaningful charity in this town that was now on the market. We felt somebody needed to keep this out of the commercial market, keep it in the nonprofit world.
Selden is president of the Montessori Foundation, a nonprofit that runs Newgate School in Sarasota. To lock in the deal, he agreed to buy the $2.3 million property out of pocket for the first year.
We knew they weren't in a position to quickly move and secure it. So we're essentially midwifing.
The Center for Building Hope was a nonprofit helping cancer survivors until money issues from the center's leadership forced them to close last September. Shelby Isaacson, who works for a nearby advertising agency, is glad a school will be taking its place.
We're really excited about it. We've seen growth here since we've been in the professional parkway here in Lakewood Ranch. We know that the villages are coming in just south of here, and that's going to increase the area with like 5,000 residences here.
Newgate currently serves students pre-K through 12, all from its one property. Their plan is to start moving middle and high school classes over to Lakewood Ranch by as early as September.
We don't have to change a thing. The way it was left the day that the Center for Building Hope left is exactly the way I would design a Montessori school.
Selden thinks enrollment at Newgate could climb from 145 to about 450 with this second location. Back to you.
In other school news, the Sarasota County School Board is holding firm with their decision not to set a district policy over bathroom use. Students, parents, and transgender advocates attended yesterday's meeting to once again try to get the school board to change the policy to allow transgender students to use the bathroom of the gender that they identify with. The school board chairwoman, Shirley Brown, says court rulings and lawsuits surrounding transgender bathroom policies make her very wary of setting a policy. And the Bobcat Trails community claims the oak trees planted between the sidewalks and roadway are becoming a safety hazard. For that reason, the community in Northport is looking to remove several of those trees. The trees were planted by the home developer many years ago, but as they age, the roots are pushing up sidewalks and driveways, and many residents are afraid they may trip and fall, and the homeowners board is getting some pushback.
Some, and I would say many, that want the trees removed. But then there are others who really are very opposed to taking them down.
A plan has to be put into place first if those trees are to be removed, and also the city ordinance, the neighborhood says, must plant other trees in their place. Meanwhile, plans for development along US 41 and Stickney Point Road are raising the eyebrows at FDOT. The Florida Department of Transportation has designated the area a high crash area. There have been 229 crashes at the intersection between 2010 and 2014. It went up from 29 accidents in 2010 to an astonishing number, according to the FDOT, 66 in 2014. Benderson Development, which plans to build a 150-room hotel at the intersection, says the project will increase traffic by 6%. FDOT says any future development should get special consideration for how it will affect traffic and more so safety. Also, a hearing will be held today on what the future holds for the Ringling Shopping Center on Ringling Boulevard. Changes to the comprehensive plan would reclassify the center as a downtown neighborhood edge. The classification would allow the center to become a mixed-use commercial and residential development. There are currently no specific plans for the center, but it will be marketed to new developers if the changes are approved. The meeting will be held tonight at 5:30 at the City Hall Annex on First Street. Now, more residential, and we're seeing that boom again, you know, and all systems go, it seems, with adding rooms and condos. And
seems that way.
And property values going up. It seems like a perfect storm again.
Yeah, that's an important area, too. I mean, I would think the local residents would have a lot of input in terms of what goes on in that little shopping mall there.
Yes, I think a Walmart tried to go in there earlier, and the pushback was there as well.
We'll see what happens. Showers and thunderstorms are in the forecast for later on this afternoon. I think that's a pretty good bet. We'll talk about that in a minute or two.
And SeaWorld doing its part and showing support for our first responders. We'll tell you exactly how coming up.
Need new windows? Buy direct from the factory. New South Window is having a sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Buy 4 windows, save 25%. Buy 6 windows, save 30%. Buy 8 or more windows and save 35%. How? Because New South owns the factory and you cut out the middleman. Award-winning, energy-efficient windows and doors installed with a lifetime warranty. New South Windows are made in Florida for Florida homes by Florida workers. Visit newsouthwindow.com or call now.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. Services.com. AND Services.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
One call to Consolidated Credit can get the debt suckers off your neck.
And lower his rates. And consolidate his bills into one low payment.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Cause debt sucks.
Call 1-888-244-5747. Call now.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights. Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Our air temperature is hovering just about where we would expect it to be at this time of day, this time of year. 75 degrees. The air temperature dew point is at 71. We have an east wind currently at about 3, although it's been more consistently out of the southeast during the overnight. And a beautiful starry sky. Becky in Mayaca, old Mayaca, commented on just how lovely that sky is for her currently. She has 67 degrees in Old Mayaca, our longtime weather watcher. 76 degrees in Wauchula, Arcadia coming in at 75, Mayaca, 76 in Bradenton, down 1 degree this hour, 77 in Parrish and Lakewood Ranch at 77, 78 in Venice, 77 in Inglewood, 75 in Northport, and 73 degrees in Punta Gorda. Nothing in terms of radar echoes across the area this morning. It'll be a nice dry morning commute. A few scattered showers way out in the Gulf, though. At least 40, 50 nautical miles out there. And they aren't returning to shore, so really no issues this morning. It's beautiful out there. Nice start to the day. We have a big ridge of high pressure sitting over the deep south. We like it there. It's good right now. It's taking our tropical storm Earl and keeping it far away from the state of Florida, kind of a meteorological force field, if you will, keeping our tropical troubles south of us. A nice southeasterly wind flow across the state of Florida, again, will collide with our sea breezes in the afternoon. Showers and thunderstorms will build along the spine of the state and generally drift toward the coastline. You notice we have two kind of weather patterns across the state of Florida right now. From about Tampa Bay northward, they are under the influence of a southwesterly wind around the top half of that high. So their showers are coming from the Gulf in the morning and then moving toward the other coast. South of Tampa Bay for us, and especially South Florida, a general southeasterly wind flow is encouraging some morning showers around Miami, Lauderdale, Florida Keys, and those showers marching across the peninsula will move into our area later in the day. And they'll build along the sea breeze front, and they'll drift toward Gulf waters and dissipate during the evening hours. So we expect more afternoon storms, highs in the lower 90s, again slightly above average for this time of year, as has been the case for the last several months actually. Calm overnight as those showers kind of dissipate as the sun goes down, heating of the day is removed. Showers build along the sea breeze front. A few of those showers might drift back toward the coastline during the evening. Maybe tomorrow morning we see a few more showers along the coast. Shouldn't be a big problem. They build in inland areas. And then I think as we head into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we'll see probably a little more activity over on the other coast than our coast. Tropics look pretty good. Watch a tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa. It's far away, though, and so shows at this point no sign, easy for me to say, of organization. We do have one system, of course, that is producing some very, very rough seas, heavy downpours of rain across the Central American coastline. Tropical storm Earl, probably soon to be Hurricane Earl, is on a march that takes it close to Belize. There are watches and warnings up for their coastline. That is forecast to make landfall as a Category 1 storm. They've upped the forecast just a little bit. Very warm waters down here, lesser shear. We talked about how there might be some strengthening as it moved into this section of the Caribbean on Monday. And I do believe that we'll probably see a landfall in Belize with this system, with the biggest impact being heavy rainfall, flash flooding, and that sort of thing. Maybe some heavy winds along the coastline, but it's not going to be a real windstorm. And then it moves into central Mexico, again, of little importance to the state of Florida. We have a southwest wind coming in at about 10 knots today. That'll bring you a light chop. Nice day out there on the waters, I think. Should be a nice place to be, actually, as on land, daytime highs will once again run above average, coming in the low 90s. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic at this point in the morning, 6:19. Everything is moving along. You see there in South County of Sarasota, no issues or delays. 75, 301, 41, all moving along. Even State Road 773 down there in Port Charlotte, looking good as you move up the Suncoast, and Sarasota proper and Manatee. Everything is moving along without any problems this morning. Now, our circus heritage makes us a very neat place to live, and ABC7's Linda Carson, in fact, talks about the elephant in the room, introducing us to an amazing Suncoast woman who truly worked her way up in the circus, very way up.
Nina Ramchinsky had an amazing career with Ringling Brothers Circus. The show producer talked her into doing this trick with an elephant.
We want you to lay down, and she'll lift her foot up, and she's going to put the foot on your face.
She had a bond with the elephant, so together they did the trick.
She was gentle. She was, and you just picked up her foot gently, and just moved it, and she just followed you.
But the producer wanted more.
I want her to lay down on you. And she did lay down on me. And with that, I grabbed her, her harness, and she got up and she pulled me up, and that was the trick.
Nina also performed with horses. She's the one on the bottom left there. And she was one of 4 girls hanging from a spinning ring.
Do their little tricks and do their, with the finale, they would put their mouth in the mouthpiece into the mouth, let go, and we were like butterflies.
The one cardinal rule.
You had to make sure to, to keep your mouth shut.
Nina was born into a family of teeterboard acrobats in Berlin in 1932. She started performing on stage on the trampoline when she was 9. The war shut down the circus and scattered her family. Her mother had married the great Eunice, a world-famous circus star who charmed even Hitler by standing on one finger. John Ringling discovered the family in Spain and brought them to America.
We were so overjoyed to be able to come here. So we were in a Ringling show. The first show that we opened up was in the Madison Square Garden.
They lived in Sarasota, and Nina performed for many years. After she had quit, she met a handsome young man and fell in love.
We had a beautiful wedding, and I had the most beautiful 3 children.
She now has grandchildren, and her performing days are far behind, but she still misses her beloved elephant.
The elephant I still love. He's still my heart.
Nina gave us this picture to remind us that even when you find yourself in a very tight spot and a difficult position, you can always get back on your feet and come shining through. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you. Linda. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. A murder investigation is underway after 2 teens were found dead behind a public store in Georgia. We'll have those details coming up.
Mom needed more care than we could provide, so we called Granny Nannies. She now has around-the-clock caregivers, and we have peace of mind. Thanks to them, she's where she belongs, at home.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who had an IVC filter placed to prevent blood clots from traveling to their heart or lungs. Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. If you or a loved one suffered serious complications, call IVC Filter Helpline now. You may be entitled to compensation. IVC filters are designed to prevent blood clots. If your IVC filter moved or broke and you suffered heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, or if a loved one died as a result, call IVC Filter Helpline today. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone. Call IVC Filter Helpline now.
Please call 800-897-6764. That is 800-897-6764.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Thank you, thank you. My fellow Americans, as your candidate for president, I will make bling affordable with Spectralite diamonds.
Spectralite diamonds are manufactured in laboratory conditions to equal the finest natural diamonds.
This political message was brought to you by Created Gems and the Bling Party.
Big bling for little change for you.
At Granny Nannies, we provide your loved ones with the care they deserve, compassionate and experienced help right where you need it most, at home. Visit us at grannynannies.com.
A helping hand and a gentle heart.
Welcome back, everybody. This morning, a double murder investigation in Georgia is making headlines across the country. The victims, 2 teenagers found shot behind a grocery store, one an honor student, the other a star athlete. ABC's Steve Osanami has the details.
In this morning's GMA First Look, families in suburban Atlanta are frightened after police report that 2 17-year-olds found dead behind a grocery store were murdered.
Well, it's very scary. You want to think that your kids are safe at all times, but you just don't ever know.
Natalie Henderson was about to start her senior year at Roswell High. Her mother gave us these senior class photos that she sat for just last week. Carter Davis was also starting his senior year at River Ridge High School in a neighboring county where he played lacrosse. Classes began on Monday.
It's devastating when you're so excited about all of your kids coming back to school, and then you find out on the first day that something like this happens.
Investigators don't think it was drugs or a suicide and will only say for now that it was a relationship-based killing, and we'll have more details on the investigation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Steve Osanami, ABC News, Atlanta.
She after our liquid gold.
Whoa, she better not be. Our claim runs straight down to the gluten-free stuffing.
It's gluten.
There's gold in them there shells. Liquid gold.
Curing a yeast infection can take days. Relieving the itch can happen instantly. Vagisil Anti-Itch Medicated Wipes relieve itch on contact. So why wait to feel comfortable? And for sensitive skin, try our new Hydrocortisone Cream with Soothing Oatmeal.
Every day, my challenge is to be in sync with my body, with myself, with my life. It all starts with a healthy routine. That's why I'm taking the Activia 2-Week Probiotic Challenge by enjoying Activia yogurt with billions of probiotics every day. Because when my routine is in sync, I can face any challenge. So take the Activia Probiotic Challenge. Visit Activia.com to learn more. Take the Activia Probiotic Challenge now. It works or it's free.
There were highs.
Never seen anything like this.
And some lows.
Protests erupting outside. There was a lot of anger. You had the WikiLeaks emails come out.
But when the Suncoast mattered most, no one covered it like ABC 7.
Over the next 4 days, we will be covering our local Suncoast delegation.
There's a lot of excitement here. We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit.
I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
This convention's done a lot of good for everybody.
ABC 7 News. We're here for you, Suncoast. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again, and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, Donald Trump facing problems on the campaign trail. We'll show you why the Republican nominee will be heading to court. Plus, growing concern for the toxic algae bloom from Lake Okeechobee has scientists saying that it could travel to other parts of Florida. And Walmart is about to make grocery shopping a little easier for those living right here on the Suncoast. We'll explain coming up.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back. I'm Don Brennan, and along with John Scalzi. Rebecca has the morning off. Thank you for joining us. John, it's good to have you back.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back. Absolutely.
It's nice.
Big changes since from when I left to when I have returned in terms of the weather.
We'd like you to come back with big changes. You know, you want it to be all the same.
Something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we started off the week with some dry weather around here. Very hot, very dry. And yesterday it was just very hot and very wet. So and that'll probably be the case again today. We're looking at the weather machine really having clicked on. Showers out in Gulf waters. I think today we'll see those showers building in inland areas, drifting back toward the coastline. But your morning commute will be dry. Look for about a 50% chance of a few scattered showers around as you head home this evening, though, after a daytime high that tops out in the lower 90s. Donnie?
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways at 6:33. Everything is moving along nicely in Manatee County. The bridges to and from Palmetto looking good, as is Bradenton proper. As you spread out in Manatee County as a whole, all moving along without any accidents or delays this morning. Heading down into Sarasota County, you see a little hot spot on Bee Ridge Road as you head west towards 41. But that is pretty much the extent of it on the Suncoast so far this morning, so keep up the safe driving. And topping our news this half hour, the countdown to Election Day in November continues, and Donald Trump, well, he's aggravating his fellow Republicans. ABC's Maggie Rulli has more on the widening division in the GOP.
Donald Trump battling with members of his own party this morning, refusing to endorse Speaker Paul Ryan and longtime Senator John McCain in their upcoming Republican primaries, even though they're both supporting him, telling Fox News.
I've never been a big fan of John McCain.
Trump ignited a firestorm last year by criticizing McCain's capture in Vietnam. This latest dust-up comes at a time when his relationship with military families is already on the rocks, after his public battle with the family of a Muslim American soldier who died fighting in Iraq, and a New York Times report revealing his 5 military deferments. And then this happened.
A man came up to me and he handed me his Purple Heart.
The retired lieutenant colonel giving Trump his Purple Heart as a show of support.
I said, man, that's like big stuff. I always wanted to get the Purple Heart. This was much easier.
Many top Republicans continue to distance themselves from their nominee. And now former Silicon Valley executive and major GOP fundraiser Meg Whitman is taking her anti-Trump stance one step further, saying she's decided to support Hillary Clinton and going on to urge all Republicans to reject Donald Trump this November. President Obama also jumping into the fray.
I think the Republican nominee is unfit. I think I was right and Mitt Romney and John McCain were wrong on certain policy issues, but I never thought that they couldn't do the job.
And now the first Republican in Congress, retiring Congressman Richard Hanna of New York, has said he will vote for Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump come November. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
Thank you, Maggie. Meanwhile, Trump is facing other problems away from the campaign trail. His efforts to have the fraud case involving Trump University thrown out have been unsuccessful. U.S. District Judge Gonzalo Curiel says the case will go to trial because of concern about whether or not Trump took part in the fraud. The judge ruled that videotape depositions from Trump would stay sealed as they could negatively impact the case. The lawsuit claims Trump University conned people out of thousands of dollars and didn't teach any real estate secrets. Back here in Florida, there's new concern that the toxic algae bloom spreading in 4 counties could soon travel to the Gulf Coast. The outbreak was triggered by tainted water flowing from Lake Okeechobee. Governor Rick Scott is tapping into the $200 million set aside annually for Everglades restoration to help replace septic tanks contributing to the algae bloom. Now here's what some of you had to say on Facebook about the algae issue. Cindy Myrtle says runoff of Big Ag has been an issue for a while. Septics are only a drop in the bucket. Who are they kidding? Many of us is who they're kidding, I feel. And Jim Ailing says too many people live here now and know it was inevitable. We'd like to hear from you. You can share your thought about the issue on our Facebook page. And today marks the 1-year anniversary of the circus tent collapse that killed a man and his 6-year-old daughter in New Hampshire. 100 people were inside the tent at Lancaster Fairgrounds when a storm came through, toppling that tent. 50 people were injured, and Sarasota-based Walker International Events now faces 7 lawsuits, including a wrongful death suit filed by the family of the 2 victims. The company is also facing felony charges of operating without a license. And SeaWorld Orlando wants to say thank you to first responders in Florida for their bravery and their service. The theme park is giving first responders an opportunity to spend a day at the park with their families. Now through August 31st, first responders can register to get free tickets to SeaWorld Orlando. The tickets can be used now through September 30th. First responders can also get 4 discounted tickets. And Tampa International Airport is getting ready to rock and roll. The airport posting this video on Facebook of the new Hard Rock Cafe restaurant, which has a traveling rock star theme. In the cafe, there's lots of memorabilia from rock stars, including one of Prince's suede jackets. There's also a gift shop with Tampa Bay shirts and glasses, as well as pictures of stars traveling on tour. The cafe is scheduled to open in the next week. And it'll be a little easier to get your own food at Walmart beginning today. Drive-through groceries. Yes, the retailer is launching a free grocery pickup service. Customers can order their groceries online, then pick them up at the store without needing to leave their cars. The service is being offered at the Walmart Supercenter on Cortez Road, as well as the Walmarts on Tamiami Trail in Northport, Osprey, and in Venice. And a fundraiser being held for the Sarasota Lady Sailor basketball team. Yeah, it's not basketball, it's golf. You play golf to help the girls basketball team. It's being held Saturday morning, 8:30 a.m. tee-off, 7:30 registration this Saturday at the Meadows Country Club. You can call Wade McVeigh, the coach of the Sailors, at 961-4484 for more information. It's $95 to play and help the girls hoops team. But getting back to those groceries, you just order them up, pull in, get your groceries, and pull out. I like it.
You like that? Does that work for you?
I mean, I do. I kind of like the grocery shopping experience.
Yes.
So I like going down each aisle and seeing what I don't need to put in my cart.
That's true. That's very true. You know, I think I would like that for maybe canned or jarred or boxed foods, you know. But for fresh food, I like to hold them and see what I'm getting.
Or if you're having a party, you know exactly what you need for the guests to come, order them up.
There you go.
Yes, help out.
You could also have them delivered right to your door, which is...
Are you offering?
Would like that.
Are you offering?
Yes, right, Donnie. Do you tip well?
Sure.
All right, then. I'm in. Showers and thunderstorms in this afternoon's forecast. Beautiful shot here from our tower cam looking at a beautiful dawn on the Suncoast. We'll have the forecast for you as soon as I deliver Donnie's groceries for him.
I'm Ray Collins. Growing pains in Manatee County. Find out what's being done to fund the services that you have come to rely on.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. all installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G-Freed Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dottoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current air temperatures outside is pretty much standard for this time of year, this time of day. 75-degree air temperature, a little cooler perhaps. Dew point is at 71. East wind comes in at about 3. We've had a southeast wind pretty consistently during the overnight, and that has led to some fairly uniform temperatures across the area. Everything's pretty much the same within a couple of degrees. We're looking at quiet conditions on radar along all area roadways. Not seeing a drop of rain falling anywhere in our forecast area. You got to go way back to the south around Lake Okeechobee to see anything over the land. And down to the south from about Miami down through the Keys, there are a few scattered showers in progress too, which is typical at this time of morning with a nice southeasterly wind flow around the underbelly of a high lifted to our north right now. We have kind of two differing, I guess we call them weather scenarios across the state of Florida. From about Tampa Bay southward, we have a southwest wind developing around the top side of that high pressure ridge. Southeast wind developing on the underside of that high pressure ridge from about Tampa Bay northward. The storm directions will be coming at us in two different directions across Florida today. To the north of us, they'll be coming in from the Gulf, and south of us and over our area as well. They'll be building inland and drifting toward Gulf waters. By the way, that high pressure ridge is really beneficial to us right now because it's keeping Tropical Storm Earl far to the south on a westward motion away from the state of Florida. So we have around our area afternoon showers and thunderstorms, pretty much expected. About half of us will see those today. High temperatures will be, again, warm. Yesterday we hit 93. We'll probably come pretty close to that again today. No reason to expect different. Calm overnight conditions as those storms begin to kind of fall apart, move out into Gulf waters during the sunset hour or slightly thereafter. Across the region today, if you look at the rainfall distribution by some of the computer models, I think there's a good consensus that we'll be looking at the heaviest rains falling in inland areas along that sea breeze front collision. Then as that sea breeze collapses, a few of them will move their way back toward the coast, and we'll have some pockets of some heavier rain. But in general, it's inland where you'll see the 1.5 inch rainfalls. There's Earl. Earl's still looking pretty healthy. And in fact, we told you on Monday that we thought that cluster of clouds, which then was located south of Hispaniola, would eventually work its way closer to the Yucatan Peninsula, and maybe Belize, and increase in intensity, and that is exactly what has happened in the last 24 hours. The wind speeds across this area are generally more conducive to hurricane development. Plus, some of the warmest waters in the Caribbean are located right here. So it's quite possible we may see a hurricane develop as we head into the next 24. Right now, it has 65-mile-an-hour winds moving west at about 14. That's a pretty good speed. So major intensification, and probably not going to happen with this storm, will not happen with this storm. As it moves closer to Belize and then eventually toward the Bay of Campeche and then into central Mexico, I think the biggest threat from this storm is not going to be wind damage so much as it will be heavy rainfall and possibly flash flooding for those with interests in that area. Very little effect, no effect really on our weather. Southwest wind coming in at about 10 knots, light chop, 2-foot seas. Couple of tides to talk about. We have a 101 high tide, low tide at 9:03, another high tide after the midnight hour at 2:52. Forecast calls for some pretty nice weather over the next several days. Pretty typical summertime stuff. 50% chance of storms. Air conditioners will be running overtime for a couple of days. Then as we head into the weekend, maybe slightly lower rain chances. As we develop more of a southwesterly windfall, I think a lot of the storms will be pushed toward the other coast. We'll see if that actually happens. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at traffic this morning. Suncoast roadways moving along. No accidents thus far this morning, but you see on 301 building volume as you head south toward Sarasota from State Road 64 past State Road 70. No accidents there to speak of, but just building volume there. And you see on Fruitville Road heading east towards 75, a bit more volume than there has been, but normal for this time of the morning. Everything else is moving along nicely. Now, in health news this morning, Governor Scott is set to hold another roundtable discussion today in Bay County to go over Zika preparedness as another mosquito-related case is confirmed in Miami. Health officials are confirming the number of non-travel related infections are up to 15, while it was found outside of the 1-mile radius where the other 14 cases were found near Miami. Officials are still looking to see if the cases are linked. Miami-Dade will start aerial spraying today, but medical experts say don't expect a miracle.
This is sometimes referred to as the cockroach of mosquitoes. It can survive about anywhere. It can breed in a capful of water. It's an indoor mosquito.
Doctors say the best way to prevent and protect yourself is using bug repellents. The virus is linked to severe birth defects. It prompted CDC to warn pregnant women to stay away, a first in the continental United States. Now, how much does your weight really have to do with your risk of heart problems? A new study suggests that it might not be as closely linked to heart disease as we first thought. Researchers in Sweden performed a study using identical twins. They found that those with higher body mass indexes than their twin siblings did not appear to have a greater risk of heart attack. However, researchers found that being obese was still strongly linked to diabetes risk, which in turn is a greater risk for heart issues. In entertainment news, figuring out the fate of Prince's estate is getting expensive. The special administrator overseeing the estate is seeking permission from the court to pay several law firms for work on the estate. So far, all the legal work is totaling around $2 million. The administrator is also asking the court to approve its own fees, but that amount is sealed. And Jimmy Fallon will host the 2017 Golden Globe Awards. NBC says the host of The Tonight Show has a playful humor that's a good match for the spontaneous and uninhibited awards show. Fallon takes over from last year's host, Ricky Gervais, whose style of humor brought groans as well as laughs, a very biting wit. The Golden Globes will air on January 8th. And there's a conflict on Sesame Street. Sesame Workshop is apologizing for what it says is a misunderstanding on the changing cast of the show. Last week, original cast member Bob McGrath said 3 cast members, including himself, had been fired from the show. The CEO of Sesame Workshop says producers could have done a better job of communicating future episode plans with the 3 stars, but they will remain part of the show. He will meet with them to discuss their talents with the current content needs. And it looks like our pets have another secret to share. Universal says a sequel is on the way for The Secret Life of Pets. The same director, writer, and producer will return for the second installment. It'll be released in theaters July 13th of next year, or of 2018, actually, 2 years from now. So far, The Secret Life of Pets has earned $400 million at the box office, worldwide. A good reason for a sequel. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, 2 fugitives in Maine are now going viral. We'll show you why coming up.
There were highs.
Never seen anything like this.
And some lows.
Protests erupting outside. There was a lot of anger. You had the WikiLeaks emails come out.
But when the Suncoast mattered most, no one covered it like ABC 7.
Over the next 4 days, we will be covering our local Suncoast delegation. There's a lot of excitement here. We're standing right where those Florida delegates will sit.
I talked to some Suncoast delegates.
We were right in the thick of that.
This convention's done a lot of good for everybody.
ABC 7 News. We're here for you, Suncoast.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology.
And focus on the Suncoast.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Today at 4 on Suncoast View. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. The mall at UTC brings us back to school fashions, plus cutting costs off your electric bill and the best sweets and snacks on the Suncoast. Today at 4 on Suncoast View.
The all-new MySuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Welcome back. 2 of my favorite guests. Cash 3 and Play 4.
Surprise! We're Pick 3 and Pick 4 now.
Whoa!
But we still play exactly the same. We just got a fresh new look.
Speaking of surprises, I have one for you. Say hello to Pick 2 and Pick 5!
Introducing the complete Pick family of games.
We're family now.
The new Pick 2 and Pick 5 have joined Pick 3 and Pick 4 to give you more choices in your daily gameplay. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll be the coolest family on the block in your all-new Chrysler Pacifica for just $27,999. Or get the lowest price ever on a new Dodge Journey, just $15,999. And right now, get up to $10,000 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Welcome back. It's 6:54, and here's what you need to know before you go. A town hall meeting will take place tonight in Palmetto to discuss community concerns following the recent violence across the country involving police officers. The Sarasota County School Board decides once again not to set a policy on transgender bathrooms in public schools. The topic was discussed during a meeting last night. And a hearing will be held today on the future of the Ringling Shopping Center in the downtown area. That meeting will discuss changes to the comprehensive plan tonight, as we said, and take a look at traffic and building volume as people head out the door at 6:54. But no accidents or delays in Manatee County. The bridges to and from Palmetto looking good. You see building volume on the roadways out to 75 in Sarasota County as well. And a reminder that the Osprey Avenue Bridge is now closed for at least a year.
Yeah, not many surprises to an early August day weather forecast today. Look for about a 50% chance of storms building inland along the sea breeze front near the interstate or even further to the east. Then we'll watch those storms gradually drift back toward Gulf waters as they dissipate. That'll hold true for the next several days, I think. And then perhaps by the weekend, we'll be watching to see if this develops. A southwesterly wind instead of a southeasterly wind may push more of those storms toward the other coast and maybe dry us out just a little bit.
Thank you, John. Desperate times call for desperate measures. A man in San Francisco is looking for a girlfriend, so he created a program called Tinder that led to him going on 150 dates in 4 months. The engineer says he had just over 50 second dates, 17 third dates, and spent $6,000. He took a liking to 4 ladies, but says it didn't work out with any of them. He still hasn't found a significant other. Not for lack of trying, that's for sure. It was a slow day in Windham, Maine for a police officer out on the patrol. Still, he came across these 2 troublemakers trying to flee on foot. And flee they did. Look, just staring down the officer from the street as he tried to rally them up, corral them. Officer Ernest McVeigh responding to these 2 young cows that had escaped and wandered onto the road. In a recorded cell phone video, he's heard yelling at the cows not to run from him. Look at them go. He's the police. They clearly resisted the arrest and did not respond to his calls to get down on the ground. McVeigh recorded the video for his young son, but it became viral when the department shared it on Facebook. He says he hopes the video gives people a laugh and puts a human face on police officers. John, there's an APB out for those cows. We don't know where they are at this point in time, but they could be headed for Florida.
Hoping it's somewhere. You think they've mended that fence? I hope so.
Yes, they're on the hoof.
Pretty funny.
That's a classic case of shutting the barn door after the cows have escaped.
That's the truth there, Donnie. That's the truth.
Got to rally them up. All right, well, rally for the rest of the day. More news coming up at noon, but GMA follows us.